Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Miguel from Unique Web Designer, and in this video we are going to talk about web design and how to find a reputable web design company. So I'm gonna show you the steps that I would take if I was looking for a web design company. And the reason why I want to do this video is because obviously any business that wants to survive in today's day has to have a website. And yes, there are some businesses that have been around a long time that don't have a website, but for the most part, if you're starting a new business, you definitely want a website. Why? Because everybody's online, everybody's connected, everybody's using their mobile devices to find services, and you want to be there for those customers. So I'm going to show you how to find a reputable web design company in your area that you can work with. Now, one thing to consider is that because web design is something that can be done remotely, you can definitely work with companies that are outside of your local area. I just like working with the local businesses, helping the economy and so on, but you can always go outside of your local area, especially if you live in a small town where you may not have a lot of choices. You definitely may want to look into going, to somebody that's on the next town over, or maybe the next big city or whatnot. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, because this is going to be a very short video. And so the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm just going to go incognito. That way the searches that we do are 100% legit, and you can see the actual results without me being logged into my Google account. And so in this case, I'm gonna use Fort Lauderdale since it's where I'm located. So if I was looking for a web design company, I'm going to look for someone in Fort Lauderdale. So I'm just gonna type in Fort Lauderdale web design, and you can type in Fort Lauderdale web design, Fort Lauderdale web design company, Fort Lauderdale web development, Fort Lauderdale web development company, Fort Lauderdale web design agency, and so on. So I'm just gonna go Fort Lauderdale web design to keep it simple. And what you see, okay, so stay signed out. What you see is in the results, the map results. Oops, wait. Okay, so in the maps results, as you can see, these are the businesses that show up at the top. Number one is us. Yes, I feel very good that we're number one, and I couldn't even put it into words how proud I am of the work that we've done to come out number one for Fort Lauderdale web design, and in the top 5 for a lot of those related keywords such as Fort Lauderdale web development and so on. And depending where you do the search from, we may not be number 1, we may be number 2, we may be number 3, but we're in the top 5 regardless of where you do the search from. And the reason why the search results change a little bit is because this takes into account proximity. So if you're a lot closer to one company than another one, that company that's closer to you, if they're doing the proper SEO, then they may actually show above another company that's just a little farther away but may actually have more reviews and so on. So in this case, we're in incognito, so it's not considering the actual profile of the person doing the search, and it doesn't know our exact location. It has a proximity obviously of where we are, but it doesn't know the exact location. And so here are the results. Unique web, this is sponsored, so we're not using sponsored. So the number 1 is Unique Web Design, which is us once again. Number 2, Go to Web Design. Number 3, Digital Footprint Solutions. Number 4, Web Nerds. And number 5, American Creative. Now, the reason why I mentioned the top 5 is because I never go for the very first one. And yes, I'd be obviously ecstatic if somebody clicks on our result, calls us, and doesn't call anybody else. But for the purpose of this video, I'm definitely going to do it as if I needed to have a website built. And so the very first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm going to do the search in Google, and I am going to see the reviews. So the top 5 companies, I want them to all have at least 10 reviews. The more the better, And if I see a company in the top 5 that has like 2 or 3 reviews, I'm just going to skip that one. Not that they're bad, it's just that I'm looking for reputable companies that have been around for a while. So if somebody's only showing, 3, 5 reviews, I'm just going to skip them, and I'm going to look for a company, maybe number 6, number 7, just somebody in the top 10 that has more reviews, that has at least 10 reviews. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at 5-star reviews. Okay, so I'm not going to click on ours, just to be fair. So let's say that I go to web design, and what I'll do, I'll click on it, and then I'm gonna go over to reviews. And what I'm looking for in reviews is, some reviews will have images, some reviews will have logos, some reviews will have just like an avatar of the person's initial. That tells me, hey, there's randomness. It's not just one type of reviews. So that's one thing that I definitely look for, and I like it when I see randomness. When I see some people's images, I see some that don't have images, I see some reviews that are long, I see some reviews that are short, and I like to see companies that answer the reviews. Now, if they don't answer the reviews, it's no big deal. It's just that I prefer companies that answer the reviews, because that shows me that they're involved with everything when it comes to their online presence. And so I'll look over the reviews of the top companies, and like I said, if there's any, like let's say let me go down. So let's say this one, graphic palette, was showing in the top 5. I would probably skip them, not because, like I said, I don't know this company, I don't know if they do great work or not. I would just skip them because they have a low number of reviews, and I'm looking for companies that have experience. The next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to go over to the website, and I'm going to look at their portfolio. In other words, I want to see the website that these companies have created. And I'm just going to show you 2 samples, one from ours, one from Gordo. And so in ours, I'm just going to scroll down on the home page. I'm going to see, obviously, if the information that they provide is good. But the main thing that I'm interested in is the portfolio, because I want to see, hey, what kind of websites does this company create? And one thing to keep in mind, just because you don't see a website that is aligned with what you have in your mind, that doesn't mean that they cannot create that website for you. Most likely they can. The point of looking at the portfolio is just to see if you like the style, not necessarily that they have a website in their portfolio that matches yours. Just see if their style is clean, if you don't see like images being like all over the place, and so on. So right here, if I'm looking at, say, this website, and I'm gonna go ahead and click on it, if there's a link, I'm gonna click on it, I'm gonna go to the website just to look at it for myself. So in this case, you can see everything is clean, everything is well aligned. So then you can say, hey, I can work with this unique web design company. Yes, that's us. Then we come over to the number 2, and I'm gonna go to their portfolio. I'm gonna see their portfolio. Let's say, like I said, if there's a link where I can actually go to the website, I'm going to visit it. So in this case, we're gonna go to this website, and once again, as you can see, very clean, everything is in order. And so you can basically say, okay, these 2 companies obviously know how to create beautiful websites. Now, neither of these 2 websites may be aligned with the website that you have in mind, but you can tell, okay, they can build websites. All I need to do is give them an outline that better fits my needs. And after I do that, I either go back to the website, or I go back to their Google business profile, and I'm going to call them. And I'm going to call the 5 companies at the top. And like I mentioned, if there's any company at the top that doesn't have a lot of reviews, I'm definitely going to contact the next one over. And the reason why I would contact 5 companies is for the following. You may contact the first company, you feel good about that company, they tell you, hey, to build your website, it's going to be $5,000. And if it's within budget, you may feel inclined to just use that company and not worry about anything else. But I'm of the type that I like having different options regardless. And in this case, obviously I want people just to contact me and that's it, not call anybody else. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is to help you find reputable local web design companies in your area that can help you create a website. So I'm going to contact the top 5, and then I am going to provide them a little bit of information about the project and about my company, and then I want them to give me a quote based on that information. And obviously you're gonna use your gut feeling when it comes to this, because you're going to talk to 5 different individuals, maybe more depending on how the company is structured, and you're going to get a feeling. I try to stay away from like the most expensive, whether it's within my budget or not, because I know that the most expensive company is probably charging me for a lot of overhead. And then I'm definitely also staying away from the lowest end. And that doesn't mean that the top or the bottom, that they can't create a beautiful website. It's just my kind of like my way of choosing companies. I don't go for the highest price, and I don't go for the lowest price. And so long as the prices are within my budget, that's where I'm going to go. So I'm not going to, like, if my budget was $5,000 and somebody came in at $2,000, and then the highest company came in at $5,000, but everyone else was between $2,000 and $3,000, I'm going to choose someone that's in between that $2,000 to $3,000, not the $2,000, but anybody that's $2,500, $3,000 kind of thing. And so with 5 quotes, you definitely have a price range, and you can get an idea. Even if you don't have a budget, you can have an idea as to, okay, this is how much it's going to cost to create what I need. And what I do after that is I contact my favorite 2 companies. So basically, whether you went for the top, the bottom, wherever you were on your price range, contact your favorite 2. Sometimes you'll make a decision based on how familiar you felt with that person, how comfortable you felt speaking with that person. And so just choose the best 2 based on your research, based on the gut feeling that you're having, and then go into more detail with these 2 companies about your project. Once these companies understand everything that you need for your web design project, then they can give you more details, as to, okay, what are the services that they provide, what is the timeline, and what can you expect from them, what will they need from you in order to provide you the website that you need, and so on. Based on this second contact, that's when I would make my final decision. And I'm gonna make my final decision based on, obviously, my budget. And in this case, we know that these 2 are within budget, so that's not gonna be the deal breaker. The deal breaker is also not going to be whether they can create the website that I need, because I already know, yes, I looked at their portfolio, I know that they can create the website that I need. The deal breaker and how I'm going to choose is, how comfortable do I feel with this company? Like, have they treated me the way I believe I should be treated during this process? I've asked a lot of questions. Were they kind of like pushing me off, or were they willingly answering all my questions? Did they teach me anything? Did I learn anything from them? That's one of the main things that I would look for, because a lot of web design companies, they'll just try to kind of like sell you their service, and if they think that they got you hooked, that's it, they're done. But a good web design company is going to teach you. You're not an expert on SEO and all the little things that creating a website entails. So a company that sits down with you and tells you, hey, okay, we can definitely build this website, and this is what we recommend based on your budget, based on the market that you're in, and then they can teach you about local SEO, the content that you should have, and tell you, hey, this is what we can do to make sure that your website converts better, that's the company that I'm gonna go for. The one that makes me feel at ease, the one that definitely took the time to educate me, and obviously they're within budget. So that's going to be the final decision, is going to be made based on that. So hopefully this video has been useful to you guys, and if it was, definitely like it, share it, and become a subscriber so that you can get notifications when I create future videos. And as always, unique is